How's it going? Ryan here. Today, I didn't take any trades on SPY. We'll get into that and why I didn't take any trades on SPY. You can see we had a massive gap up in Green Day. So certainly some opportunities today, but I will go into why I personally didn't take any this morning. But before we get into that, just some levels I was watching on the daily chart. In the pre-market, I saw that we'd gapped up. We're sitting around 446-ish. So I wanted to get some levels in the area that I thought might be relevant. So two that I got were 444 and 445. This was more of just like a range. And if I draw this, I think it will become very apparent why. You can just see that it's an area that we've had rejection, we've had support. It's the area that we've had a gap. Lots of price action in this area, either rejecting or finding support. So that range was one that I wanted to see us hold. I said that if we gapped up, ideally I wanted to see us come and retest 445 and hold it. That was my ideal scenario, to come down and retest this area, and then go long from there on a hold. But we did not get that. But that was one thing that I was watching. I also was watching this 448 level-ish. Similar reasons. I also have these two recent highs, so 451, 453.5-ish, maybe a little less, right around that area. So those are kind of the levels that I was watching to the upside. Like I said, 444 and 445, this kind of zone I wanted to see if we held. Wasn't really looking to play puts unless we broke below this zone, and then maybe I thought that, if we came down and broke below here, we could gap fill, but that did not happen either. But those were kind of my thoughts going into the day. No real. We have yesterday's. Actually, I reset it, so I already charted for tomorrow. But I had yesterday's highs and lows charted. Those never came into play, as those were way down where we had gapped up from. So that wasn't relevant either. What was relevant though is this pre-market high around 446.7. Had the pre-market high. We can ignore this now. We'll keep the chart as it was when I was trading it. So yeah, I saw us come up here, set this pre-market high, kind of have a little rejection. Looked like we were coming up to approach it. My ideal scenario was maybe a rejection off the pre-market high, or just a pullback into this area to find support, and then continuation. So right off the open, kind of testing that pre-market high. Didn't take anything here. We had this candle form right here, and this probably should have been a trigger candle or a candle that told me to enter a trade, being that we showed strength off the open. We broke above the pre-market high and we closed on a nice hammer candle there. So holding that level with a hammer candle, it's a pretty good bullish indication that we're going to go higher from there. Normally that would be like a reversal signal if we were coming down and then form that at support. That's a good reversal signal, looking that price started here, tried to push all the way down, couldn't, actually ended up higher and maintained that level. So maybe this could have been an entry for me, especially on the subsequent 5-minute candle. We came down and retested that pre-market low pretty nice. So generally like a holding of a level and then a second retest, that'd be a nice entry, but I did not. I think I was still a little hesitant to take calls off the morning because something in me was just saying that, wait for a pullback and then enter on a pullback. As you can see, we didn't really get a pullback all morning. So I never got an entry. I didn't want to short this, obvious strength, but I did want to enter long if I could find a nice pullback to support, get a good entry, and have a fairly nice risk to reward ratio. And I didn't really feel that way. I mean, obviously hindsight 2020, this would have been a great trade to long right here. But in the moment, I was a little hesitant, and I guess I can only attribute that to thinking that, we'll get a pullback at some point and I'll just take my opportunity there. Some crazy things to note. So we had pretty much a $6 or $7 gap up, from 440 all the way up to where we opened above 446. That's crazy. Another crazy thing, we had, I believe it is seven consecutive green candles on the 5-minute, and every single one set a new daily high. So we got that high off that candle, off the open. Next candle, slightly higher daily high, but higher. Next candle, higher. Next candle, higher. Next candle, higher, higher, higher. 7 consecutive green candles, every single one of them setting a new high. No pullbacks. We had this candle here, that 448.4 area. We rejected very temporarily. I don't have my EMA on this chart. I was thinking about throwing it up, but I won't even bother. We were above the EMA for this whole run up. This came close to retesting the 9 EMA on the 5 minute, but it did not. I did not take any position off this. Reason being, it was pretty high volume. It rejected off of a level I was watching. And even though we were bullish on the day, I would have liked to see this maybe come down, form some consolidation, some support, maybe a lower volume, see volume kind of drop off as we consolidate. That would have been a good entry for me to go long again. But the reason I didn't enter off of this is because we had just rejected off a resistance I had, as well as the risk to reward. So if I look at, even if I took the bottom of this, where's my first target going to be? That level that we just rejected off of. So, maybe, I don't know, like 40 cents or something. So maybe could have done it. I guess I'm looking at it as almost closer to $1 if you time the very bottom, but that's ridiculous. You never quite do. So yeah, the risk to reward right there wasn't working for me in terms of taking calls here with that resistance so high. I got off somewhere around here. So a 20, 25, maybe around this. Yeah, I believe maybe this candle, around 8:30. It's normally when I get off. But that is why I didn't take any trades today. Not that there was 0 trades to take, but just I didn't get the entry that I was looking for, so I decided not to trade. Sometimes you're happy with that. Obviously, I want to make money. I want to participate, but some days you just don't get the entry you're looking for, and that's all right. It's better to stick to your plan than to go against it and maybe have a losing day or go on tilt or something, or start to get emotional. This 448 held up really well. If we're looking at that, we can look at that level. Little bit of consolidation before breaking out, coming down, finding support there, coming down, finding support here. So I was mentioning that hammer candle here. Typically you see it as a reversal. This is exactly what I mean here. We have selling off, coming down. We have a high volume hammer at that support. That's a beautiful, it's a beautiful, what am I saying, like indication that we may go up from there and that you could target along, especially on a day like today where we have a strong uptrend. So that's kind of how the day played out. Yeah, no trades for me, but there are definitely some opportunities, especially later in the day. Yeah, that's all. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. I do trade live Monday through Friday, so if you feel so inclined, stop by, say what's up, hang out. We always love to have you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.